Round 20, Adelaide taking on Fremantle. If you've just joined us, a late change. Nat Fyfe not playing for the Dockers. That's a big out. And Big Jacobs is there trying to start things off for the Crows. Pearce couldn't get boot to ball. And the first clearance comes from Mundy. Up they go towards Pavlich. He stays down. He might even get a handball off here. Looking for support on hands and knees. Got it the second time. Towards Crowley, trying to maintain control.
That was a throw. Free kick, Adelaide.
There we go.
Back right, hold. Yours, Jake.
Scott Thompson getting the free kick and a little switch from him. Short to Vince.
Main's looking like he's trying to get to Dangerfield at the moment, but trying to call out to Crowley now to take over that role today.
In cut right for a bit of a spectacular start to the afternoon for him. And he's got a man loose. Douglas now trying to get free, 70 metres from goal, sets it up to the top of the square. The man Tony Shaw spoke about just minutes ago, Big Jenkins.
Wow, that is just a great mark. But the other thing you've got to say, Matty de Boer allowed his opponent to get back in the corridor then. Richard Douglas, I've never seen him kick left foot. You keep corralling him to the boundary line, but he allowed him in ball, which allowed to hit the hot spot. And this man, Big Josh Jenkins, he's only 23 years of age, but, gee, he's got a good body on him, and he can play in the ruck also, Matty.
Well, this was for the perfect start here for the Adelaide Crows. He's going to kick from 20 metres out. Virtually directly in front. He's going to shave the post. In fact, he's missed. So much for the perfect start.
Oh, it's a big miss, and lets Clancy Pearce off the hook there, because he was the player who should have come over and created the big spoil, decided to stay on the ground with his opponent who was sitting behind the contest anyway. So Jenkins, a big let-off there.
Now Duffield is really not sure what to do with this kick-in. Hits it out, just gets past the 50 towards the boundary. Sloan there first for Adelaide. Got up, couldn't get clear possession. Going back for Adelaide, right to Doughty. Hooks it back, looking for Jenkins again. This time Johnson spoiling over the line.
Stoppage setups will be very important. Both sides will be looking to take an advantage in this area of the game, especially Adelaide with Jacobs back into the lineup now and looking to find some good form.
Thompson paddles it back to Sloan. Now Ballantyne comes over the top of Dangerfield. Play on the call, right. High ball in, Walker's there, strong hands, beautiful mark.
See, it's already, if you get the ball deep penetration inside their 50, that they are dangerous in the air. Zach Dawson just lost his body. He does that a lot. I think he ball watches too much instead of having an understanding of where his man is. Once the ball's in the air, you spoil or go for your own mark.
41 goals, 24 for the season for Taylor Walker. Still only 22 years of age. Jenkins missed. Walker doesn't. Crows get there first.
Matthew Wright's been involved in the game, 3 disposals already, and a couple of those have resulted in shots at goal for the Adelaide Crows. You see here he's able to get on to the ball. That's a big tackle on Patrick Dangerfield from Ballantyne, but it's Wright's kick in there. That's the snap to the hot spot, the dangerous spot, and that's the push off. Dawson there, arms wrapped around, but Walker just able to use that strength, that big body to hold his position in front, protect the drop zone of the ball and take a good contested mark.
So Big Walker with the first goal. 2 strong marks inside their forward 50 for the Adelaide Crows. And that's something Ross Lyon will be very concerned about early. Thompson first to it. It's pinched by De Boer. Mzungu comes in. And taking on the chest for an easy mark was Brodie Smith.
No one on the mark.
Yep. He's got a man out wide. He spots him. John Cox started on the bench, as Brad mentioned. Now he's away and he's clear. And he kicks long inside forward 50. Jenkins fourth in line. Crummer needed here for Adelaide. Petrenko off the outside of the boot, hoping for a miracle. He's still hoping it's behind.
Well, good counter-attack from Adelaide on that occasion.
Got through the wall, John.
They got through the massive wall that Fremantle have been very good at over the last 5 weeks setting up.
Strong mark to Boer. Mzungu going past. And he hits it long, looking for Griffin, who made good position. Jacobs did enough to bring it to ground, then half a fumble. Griffin, the former Crow. Jacobs. Subin back in the team. Just got free in time. Griffin. Barlow had snuck out the back, but he's too slow to get rid of it. Wonderful closing speed from Dangerfield. Right again.
That was fantastic by Dangerfield. The burst defensively to lay that tackle.
Yeah,
excellent.
Combines with
dangerous
run.
kick.
Yeah, but it's Dangerfield. Yeah, you needed someone that can really measure the pass. This is Ian Callanan.
This is what they like, Fremantle. Slow the opposition down at this point, get a long ball in and try and create the turnover.
Now, there's a definite free kick to Lewis Johnston in his first game for the Crows. He was the inclusion yesterday with Tippett pulling out, and he's looking for Walker, who just read it well. Dawson got lost again, Tony.
Well, ball watching again.
Jenkins comes at it. Sloan beaten to it by Barlow.
Excellent work by Mzungu to get back on that occasion and create third man up for the spoil.
Well, Bradley kicks towards the boundary line. Now, how will that be decided on? If that's last night, that's deliberate. It is.
Well, they played a lot of them last night, and a few were very iffy, I thought, Matty. But
last man touching it last night.
Yeah, if you're consistent, though, we'll see whether this happens right across the board of the game.
I would suggest it will. Down the line, Johnson. He's right again. He's involved in everything for Adelaide at the moment. Dangerous kick to the top of the square. John Cockcroft didn't fall for him. It fell for Robertson. He was lurking. And they're doing all the attacking, Adelaide.
Just noticed that Callanan is running with Stephen Hill. Now, there's a height factor there. Yeah, it is interesting because Callanan's normally a small forward.
Yep.
Whether he's got the motor to go with Hill, we'll see. Oh, turnover here.
Big turnover. Comes to Van Berlo. And Adelaide continue to pepper the goals, but unfortunately for them, they lead by 10, but it's 5 scoring shots to zip.
Well, it's a surprise factor, I think, with Callanan and Hill. Hill wouldn't have done any work whatsoever during the week. On Callanan coming to him as a direct opponent, he may have worked for Van Berlo or Dowdy or even Riley to go with him at certain stages.
Thank you.
This is Crowley.
Moving on.
Dockers yet to get going. Adelaide just missing a few opportunities. Sloan. Paddled back by Riley, looking for Callanan. Dowdy wanted a free kick, not coming. Vince dumped out of it. Barlow handles over the umpire because he saw Pearce standing behind him. Pearce floats a mongrel kick, but Ballantyne's got a heap of space. And can he spot Pavlich, who's on his own? He can go shorter, and he can find Sonny Walters.
Well, the only way you find that sort of space, sure, is if you sneak on off the bench through a good rotation. I think that's exactly what happened with Ballantyne on that occasion.
Or you cheat and don't chase.
One or the other.
Well, which was it, boys?
No, off the bench. Off the bench. And then Pearce capitalises now because they're able to create the 2-on-1.
Let me tell you, he can do the other well too, Matty.
Walters, you saw the probability. That's the AFL probability of 61% from the man on the mark. And he might have just dragged that under 60. And as he pulls it right across the face for the first score for the Dockers, just to behind. Riley to kick in. And he's going to head in the Jacobs direction. Griffin at the back. Spoiled down the front. Walters read it best. Gets on his left and really hooks it back. Dangerous. Kicks a beauty, actually, to Ballantyne. Now, do we give him the benefit of the doubt that he saw Ballantyne out the corner of his eye?
Looked like a little bit of a kick off the instep, so maybe a miss kick, but that's just the benefit of a forward moving and being proactive. Sometimes it does fall your way.
And what's
as it did for Ballantyne.
Jono, is Hayden Ballantyne was playing in front, so when you're coming up as a forward, you give yourself every chance.
Man on the mark, 32 metres out. Ballantyne found Walters. He missed. Walters returns the favour to Ballantyne, and he kicks the goal. He doesn't let him down. Dockers have their first.
Well, I just have a look at what's happening. I don't think the Dockers have turned up very early. The last couple of minutes they've turned it around. Have a look at the space behind, and look at Walker right in the middle of the 50-metre arc here, and even right to run onto that ball. That is a lack of pressure.
You'd like Walker to move a little bit there. He could have moved into some good space.
Maybe to a centering handball or a kick.
And receive the ball, but
look at the numbers here too, just getting back now. That's Hayden Ballantyne. That was a fortuitous kick forward, there's no doubt.
Had to ride it through. but he got the first goal for Fremantle. Good crowd in here this afternoon, Adelaide fans, knowing that they can keep these wins going. Top 2 position is beckoning for them. Vernie Vince with the free kick. Dangerfield to run off and then push it out towards Walker, who's got rid of Dawson. Over the back it goes. Oh, trouble here for the Dockers. Trouble for Everton. Duffield to help out. Barlow gets back. Duffield again gets a push.
Well, that's the first time in the game the Adelaide Crows haven't been able to score once going inside forward 50. In 6 times now, scored on 5 occasions.
Not out yet, though. A good chase from Petrenko, Robertson.
And it was much better by Zach Dawson. He actually led Taylor Walker to that contest and brought the ball to ground.
Right there.
McPhee finds Mzungu.
I don't mind that, Jacko. I think you play in front of Taylor Walker. He's going to have to jump on your head. You might be able to get some help from the side. Gee, that's a good mark under pressure.
Yeah, he had the height advantage there, and he read it the best Monday over Douglas. He wanted to move it quickly, and he saw Walters just misdirected out of bounds on the full.
Straight across. Straight across is the mark, Jack. Yeah.
Dangerfield
Yeah, mate.
keeps it low, but it's ill-directed. Doughty looked up, gave it over to Vince quickly. Big spoil from Dawson, and he finds the boundary. And he was helped over by Stephen Hill.
Well, he's going to have to affect the contest like he did on that occasion, because as soon as he went up for it, Walker was out the back. You see he's gone there already. Walker left of screen, so Dawson, an effective spoil just to make sure Walker does not get involved in that contest.
Bradley, 2 hands down to Mzungu. On the left, Doughty just peeling back. Read it the best.
So you look like Taylor Walker a couple of times we picked up, John. A bit lazy at the contest, isn't he? You called that one where he could have got involved with a handball in the corridor. And just playing off like that, it's very smart football, but you're a chance of being run off the other way.
Pack forming here. No one really judging it. Hill, a little sidestep. Douglas, Dangerfield, looking for Sloane. Clancy Pearce, man in front. Patrick Dangerfield already with 7 disposals in the first half of this quarter.
Got the switch on here.
Duffield, switch to Spur. And McPhee goes back to help him out. And he's got to drill it up the middle, and it's a dangerous kick because he's missed everyone. McKay back in the team for his first touch. Spots Rory Sloane. Oh, he's got courage and he's got skill because Pearce was coming at him. He stood his ground. Good mark.
Fantastic mark. The kick was elevated a bit too much from McKay, and Rory Sloane held his nerve, held his ground, and took an excellent contested mark in the end.
Gee, Lee Spur, I think Ross Lyon will be sending a message out. Lee, you want to come back in the corridor like that, you've got to make sure it's 110, well, there's no 110%, but 100% you hit the target.
Yep. Hit a target, simple as that. Now Sloane.
Okay, what's the mark?
Directly in front. Just a question of accuracy. Kicks from inside 50. Rory likes it. He gets his first for the afternoon.
Well, that's what we spoke about before the game. You win the ball back, these two sides here, but Adelaide are very good as well. You win the ball back in Adelaide's forward 50, you want to clear it well because it does come back in. They set up very well. The dangerous kick to a 2-on-1, and back it goes inside forward 50. They call it an REI or an RES, a return entry inside 50, or they're really looking for a return entry score. So the RES is what Adelaide were able to achieve on that occasion.
Freo's kicking skills over the last month have been a feature of their wins. They're just travelling at 64% effective in this first quarter, so they'll need to pick that up.
Yeah, missed a few targets, Glenn. So 2-4 plays 1-1. Sloane with a goal to join Walker. It's been very accurate this year, Rory Sloane. Good handball from Thompson. Saw Doughty was back there. McKay, the supporting run. Right. Back through the middle. Walker the target. Dawson makes him earn it. Got a free kick for high, but he marked it anyway.
I just wonder whether they can swap Dawson over for Johnson if he plays, Walker plays this high up the ground.
Long ball in. Johnson is there. Look at the roving by Cullinan. Threw it on the boot. Screws it round. Sensational goal.
Well, he had the job on Hill in the first 5 to 10 minutes of play. Has pushed forward himself now for a spell, and great front and square. This is exactly what he needs to do. His opponent wasn't able to influence the contest, went back, wasn't able to create a spoil in spur. You see there, Jenkins, fantastic play to get the ball forward, and Callanan capitalised with an excellent goal.
That's what he does perfectly, Ian Callanan. He's a crumbing forward in the right spot at the right time. 25 goals for the season. It's a great return, isn't it?
No doubt. And Lee Spurs had the 5 minutes from Hell Boys. The centering kick, which is a turnover in that time, didn't impact the contest.
That's how you do it. McKay touched off the boot, though. Callanan again, it's play on, though. He's unlucky, he didn't know. And does he get the benefit of the doubt? He does.
Oh, he gets a free kick for over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder.
McKay tried to launch the big barrel off half-back.
And 5 minutes from Hill continued. That was Lee Spur with the tackle. Tony. Mundy backs out with the ball and hooks it back, but Adelaide have really set up well on the half-back line. Not a good kick. Gave Robertson a look at it. And he had to dive in again. Plenty of players waiting for it to come out. Doughty over the top. Ball up.
Well, I think Rossi Lyon's got to do something with a forward structure to keep it one-on-one. As soon as they roll up the ground, Adelaide loved creating that +1 in their defensive area.
Yeah, Smith's been back there a couple of times. You've got McKay across their half-back line. Smith's just peeling back now. He's the loose man.
Yeah.
Hill. Barlow. To the contest. Bradley Herald wins the free kick. And important one for the Dockers here. Stop the flow from Adelaide.
Well, they need this. Both sides like to kick the ball. Adelaide had 32 kicks, only 18 handballs. They're going at 74%, so that'll be the difference today. The effective kicks for both sides. Fremantle, 25 kicks, 15 handballs, but they're only going at 58%. That's why this shot at goal here from Kepler Bradley is very important, so they stay in touch.
Yeah, 43 metres out from our virtual look at it. 55% is the probability. He's only kicked 4 goals, 10 this year, Kepler. Missed 3 in a row at Subiaco a couple of weeks ago. Just inside the forward 50. Holds its line well. Has it got the distance just there? And forced through for a behind.
Well, I think the massive stat at the moment is inside 50s. They've gone in 6 times to score twice, Fremantle. That's 33%. Adelaide, Jono, they've gone in 8 times, they scored 7. You look at it 90%, that's just too much. You have to control that.
Well, one player they need to control as well is Patrick Dangerfield. 9 disposals already, 6 handball received, so the Crows looking to get him into the game early because he is a big spark for them.
Thompson, not a lot of room to work, forced to kick up high. Well, we know De Boer's got courage, we know he'll stand under it. 50 metres against Bernie Vince.
Well, I don't even think De Boer thought the contact was strong enough. Now, the umpire said it was late contact.
He dropped his eyes, Bernie Vince. It was just right here in front of me. And,
so you think he was going for the body and not the ball?
Dropped his eyes.
All right.
Well, it should be a goal to De Boer. We'll take another look at that shortly from the 50.
Well, De Boer must have a tough head because he didn't feel the contact.
Oh, he's tough. 20 metres out, follows through nicely and kicks the goal.
Well, he's had some chances this year to play more through the midfield, De Boer, with a couple of more senior type players injured for the Fremantle Dockers. But Jacko, talk through this replay.
Well, he just came in late, but in the last 2 metres there, he did drop his eyes and went for the body.
There's no doubt I picked that up too at the end, but at the end he took his eye off the man to just try and stretch for the... Anyway, it's paid and it's a goal to Freo.
So the goal to De Boer, plenty to say from the coach, Brenton Sanderson, on the phone. And so the Dockers get their second. Smith, the loose man, as I mentioned, for Fremantle. Looks like Dylan Robertson, the loose man for Adelaide. Dylan Robertson, the loose man for Fremantle. Walters. Crowley into the path of Bradley or Mundy. Bradley should use it. He does. Mundy's a clever kick to the top of the square. Collision from the Crows. Falls to Main. Pavlich shoulders his arms up. Gets it over to Pearce. Now, is it a goal? They're going to have a chat. Pearce thinks he's kicked it. The umpires will confirm.
Back to the goal line. Struck below the knee.
Okay, so you're not sure whether it was above or below the knee?
I'm not sure.
Can you help us out?
Yeah, above the knee.
Do you think
Hey,
it was
Scotty,
above the
Ryan,
knee?
hey. Thanks, boys. Nothing. Hey,
Okay.
Scotty, I'm
We
standing
think
here.
it's above the
That's
knee.
it.
We'll
No more
send it
now.
up to video review.
No more stupid
Video
contact.
review. We believe it's come off above the knee, so we'll be paying a point, but we want a video review.
Both boundary umpires saying it came off above the knee.
Wait, and I'll let you know when.
Both boundary umpires
Well done.
have got it spot on. That is teamwork from our umpires.
That's exactly what the review's about, Matty.
This will be a final look at it. Yep. And the 19th man here at AAMI Stadium, fairly happy about that.
Do you reckon they have a 19th man reunion at the end of the year?
It's a very big one. Yeah, I think it's held in a big warehouse somewhere. Thompson couldn't take it, and they found the boundary line. It's a 7-point margin, 6.5 minutes remaining first quarter. Crowley getting on to Thompson. That's his man for the day.
Well, they were warned, the two of them, when the ball was having a set shot before. They were warned when the review was happening as well. So into each other already, those two.
Riley gets into the back of Subin, who can kick it a long way.
I tell you who's had a little impact in about 5 or 6 minutes has been Kepler Bradley. That was a magnificent tap from the contest there at the stop play outside 50. And he's just getting involved now. He's a dangerous player up forward.
So Subin hasn't kicked a goal this year. This is his 9th game. He's been in good form in the waffle. Man on the mark, 41 metres out on a 52-degree angle. Nick Subin to get the margin back to 1. Distance won't be a problem. It's across the face. Still in. Jacobs trying to rush it through. They didn't get it through. Pavlich down. Is he out? Yes, he is.
Well, lucky there. Jacobs should have just taken that ball, at least handballed it over for a point, allowed Fremantle to stay involved, and in the end, very lucky to get away with that one.
Just Glenn down at ground level. Let's see. A couple of the Dockers' kicks have just died on the end at the end right of screen. Are they kicking into a breeze, Glenn?
It is a slight breeze, Matty.
Yep. Just both Bradley's kick and Subin's kick just dying right at the end. 3 Dockers at the back, 3 Crows waiting for it to go in the right direction. Robertson give on the up. Free kick to Walters. Made sure the umpire saw it. Walters looks for Griffin, and Griffin dropped what he should have taken.
Did he have enough of that, sure?
He had a fair bit of it, but that anyway.
Smith kept it in. Callanan couldn't take it. Handled by Spur to Ibbotson. 1-2 missed his target. He is right. He's going to have a big afternoon, I think. High ball up. Going back with the flight. An excellent mark. Callanan inside 50 to Petrenko. And you've got Wright and Callanan and Petrenko doing some real damage for the Crows.
Oh, they are, along with their main player, Dangerfield, as well. Smith's had 6 disposals as the spare coming off half-back, but it was the kick of Callanan on that occasion. Backed up his courageous mark, running with the flight of the ball, and then was able to pinpoint Petrenko in amongst 4 Fremantle Dockers players who had zoned back to try and help out in defence.
I think that umpire's still going at
Watch the mark.
Scotty
And Ryan Crowley.
Thompson.
Yeah, they're both off for the moment, but we're with Jared Petrenko. And it's going to just go off to the right-hand side of the post. So another set shot missed from both sides at the moment.
The umpire was just speaking to Ryan Crowley because he just wasn't allowing Scotty Thompson to come off to the bench.
Quick movement here by the Dockers. Ballantyne, the target. And he just chips it out wide to Pearce.
Thanks, Brian. Play on.
Wants to move it quickly. Heads in the hill direction, who's caught late. Didn't go up. Ball down now for Pavlich. Going past him, Duffield. He's a good user of the ball.
Steve Hill's on.
Could have gone short to Hill. It was the option. Went to the top of the square. And it comes off to Barlow. And that's a strong mark from Barlow.
He's got a height advantage over Douglas, so he was able to capitalise with the long kick in. Hill was on for the short kick. It works out, and they did take a risk coming through the middle of the ground again. Adelaide had a chance to spoil forward, comes over the back, and this is the result.
Michael Barlow, 7 goals, 13 this year. Man of the mark just 20 metres out. This to get the margin back to 2. He puts it straight through.
Well, I talked about the impact that Kepler-Bradley had in the last 7 minutes. This whole side has lifted now. They look like they've got some control around the packs. We can just see here Pavlich involved, so some of their class players are getting their hands on the ball. I thought this was a wrong. You can just see Stephen Hill there peel off, maybe the short pass, but he said, I'm going to hit to the top of the square, put him under pressure. Gee, Richie Douglas, that was a pretty poor effort. You've got to try and chop the arms. I know it's illegal, but at least get a hand up the spoil there.
Goal to Barlow, not known for his contested marks inside the forward 50, but he gets the margin back to 2. He's a hard-running midfielder. And you look at the clearances there on our virtual stats, 7-3. They've won their last 4, the Dockers.
Play on.
That's where they've started to take control. That's why they're back in the game on the scoreboard. Clearance for Jacobs for Adelaide. And an easy one for Spur to push off of Cullinan.
Play now.
And running out wide, Pearce. Didn't get there. Douglas to turn it back for Adelaide. Communicate Jenkins did well there to let Johncock come through. Told to go. Hits it up high, hoping for Walker. And it bounces off his chest like a rubber band.
Big barrel chest.
Yep. Callanan around the corner. Van Berlo to trap it. Couldn't. Barlow, well, now that's gone out of bounds.
Deliberate?
Oh.
No, he was tackling a bit of pressure. Gee, Lee Spur again, just coming out of defence, missed the target out in the wing.
Yep.
That's exactly how this came back, this rebound inside 50.
Jacobs made terrific position. Ball comes back in towards Griffin, though. The rear ball up.
And sure, you mentioned about Lee Spur. That's probably his 3rd kick that he's had that's been a turnover. He'd be a little disappointed with that because last week in the Derby he was very good with his foot skills.
Well, Jacko, I like the way he goes about it. I think I'd pull him aside individually, not in front of the group, and just say, look, just settle down, maybe take your speed off and take some time with the ball.
And just play some percentages for a while.
Yeah. Or free kick here at Adelaide.
Now it's holding off the ball. Guess who? That's going to happen. They've got their eyes on this battle.
They have, and it's an important battle for Ryan Crowley to try and win. Not only nullify the influence of Thompson, but then push forward himself because he can hit the scoreboard. But on that occasion, it was De Boer who the free kick was against.
Thompson, yeah, it's through. That's his first goal. 8-point margin.
Well,
Thompson,
call it.
Yeah, Shorey, he's a fantastic player and needs to be restricted. And you look here, Shorey, the tactics of Crowley, they're both into each other here, we'll see.
Oh, this is all right. This is just 2 bulls locking horns here. The umpires have been on it, right on it, and that's how he got his free kick. I think that was Matty De Boer, though. And Crowley's just blocking his run, and that's what you do as you're a good tagger, and then you go the ball and hopefully accumulate the possession.
So they swap, as Brad mentioned, they swap De Boer and Crowley at the moment, but he's such an important player to Adelaide.
I don't think we need the umpires to verbalise to those 2 players all day. All I want is to pay a free kick if it's there.
Yeah, good
The
call.
warnings have been made.
Yeah, exactly.
Once is enough. Smith fell over according to the umpire. Bradley didn't take it. Subin wanted a free kick. They've still got time here, the Dockers. Minute remaining first quarter. 8-point game.
Well, Adelaide will try and get as many numbers as they can around this stoppage. Just lock it in nice and tight and make it difficult for Fremantle to exit to score.
Pavlich hands to Barlow. Half a throw out to Mzungu. Just couldn't quite take it cleanly. Little fumble. Great smother from De Boer. Dangerfield's kick. He's up and again. Dangerfield trying to bullock his way out. Can't get free.
I think that's been nearly the matchup at the start of this quarter. De Boer on Dangerfield, and Dangerfield was fantastic for the first 15 minutes.
Plenty of players around the ball. Out the back it goes. Mundy kept it in. Now Smith could have taken it, decided to play the percentage and push it over the line.
Watch Crowley and Thompson again, Dino.
That's, again, the instruction from the umpires. Crowley and Thompson under the spotlight. Jacobs. Ballantyne there. There's Thompson on hands and knees. Right, another disposal for him. Strong hands for Ibbotson. He's very good overhead. Deceptively tall. Runs himself into a bit of bother here. Sends it in long as the clock ticks down. Needs a mark from Pavlich. Sloan was in front. Subin got it. Missed one, missed two. Mzungu pinched by Thompson, the pickpocket.
When we heard the umpire say, watch Crowley and Thompson then, Ryan Crowley shouldn't have to worry about Thompson as in being irritating and annoying where that ball was. He should be offensive to try and score against him.
Thompson again, that's quick reflex stuff. Wright and Dangerfield, they share it. It's a big quarter, Matthew Wright. And an entertaining first quarter here at AAMI Stadium. A very important game in the context of the final 8. Who plays where, who finishes in what position. But at quarter time, it's an 8-point margin to the Adelaide Crows.
Well, they've gone inside 50 10 times, the Adelaide Crows, scored on 9 occasions. So they'll take some confidence that when they do get the ball forward of centre, they're a big chance to hit the score, but they just need to convert.
We'll be back after the break. Crows by 8.